This is yoga for day 2. So we just sat here in cross-leg position, just breathing, try and inhale right into the belly. You want to feel your lungs and your belly kind of expand, and exhale all through the nose. Try and keep your breathing through the nose as much as possible in this part. See here, I'm trying to keep my mouth closed. I'm trying to draw the breath in, fill it up, and back out again. You want to take about 4 seconds each side of the breath. So 4 seconds inhale, 4 seconds exhale. And back to tabletop position, all fours, so on hands and knees. And this is cat-cow, just to warm things up. So when you inhale, look up and arch your back, trying to bring your chest down to the floor. And when you exhale, come up into cat and just arch your back like a cat, bringing your hips and your head together as much as possible. So breathing out and exhale, push into that upper back. Really reach into every little crevice that you can. And inhale, look up, and you want to try and expand and arch your back as much as possible, engaging your back muscles. Exhaling again, back into cow, or cat, sorry, and into child's pose. So from here, you're just trying to get your breath here really, and just reset everything. If your shoulders and your neck are tight from yesterday, just try and easing everything out. That's all. So you want to stretch your fingers as long as you can. I'm using a wide knee variation here, but you can use a close knee variation. It's whatever you prefer. The wide knee variation hits the shoulders a little bit more. The close knee variation hits the lower back and the hips a bit more. So just depending on what's tight, use whatever child's pose is right for you. So yeah, sorry, back up into cat-cow and back down to child's pose again. And slide forward and come up with the right leg, keeping the left knee down, and extend into a half lunge. Bend forward and straighten the right knee into half splits. From here, you're trying to bend from the hip. Try not to reach just with your back and reach with your arms. Don't worry about where your arms are going. So back up again into crescent lunge or half crescent lunge. Pushing the hips forward and then extend again. Straighten the leg, the right leg, and come forward. See me moving my head around here. I'm just trying to stretch out all the muscles in my neck. But here you want to be bending from the hip and really engaging in that hamstring. Bend the right knee again, come up into half crescent lunge. You want to inhale on the way up and exhale on the way down. But both of these you're holding long enough to get a few breaths in each. And back to half splits again on the right hand side. You're really open that up as much as you can. Don't go to the point where it's really painful, but do go to the point where you are feeling some discomfort. Back, bring the right leg back into downward dog. Hips can go side to side as you see me doing here, or you can wait. Left leg forward this time into half crescent lunge. Driving the hips forward, extending the arms up. You want to feel everything stretch through the front of your body in that one. Extending the left leg out now. You're going to push into the hamstring and the hip on the left hand side. You may find that one side of the hip's tighter than the other. That's okay. Totally normal. Just work out what you've got wherever you are at the time. So back into half crescent lunge, extend, look up. Big inhale. And back forward again, extending the left leg out, sorry. And bend it into half splits. Bend the left knee again, up into half crescent lunge. Big extension, drive the hips forward, open up the chest, and back down one last time. Extend the knee out on the left leg into half splits. As I say, when you're reaching forward here, don't just reach forward with your upper body. Try and reach forward from the hip as if you're bending from the spine forward as much as you can. Back into downward dog now. And you can go side to side, you can drop your hips, you can do whatever it works for you. Try to use downward dog as a bit of a problem finding. So you find out where you're tight into a full crescent lunge now on the left hand side. You can pull your head side to side, you don't have to. As you can see here, it does tilt your balance. So this time the knee is off the ground on the right leg and you're up on your left leg in front. Coming right down, pushing that left knee out. both hands on the inside of your left knee, and kicking back into downward facing dog. That's it. Hips side to side again, if needs be, or you can just stay static here, it's totally fine. Right leg forward this time into into a full crescent lunge, sorry. Extending up, big inhale. Really open up the rib cage, reach for the fingertips. You can work on the neck, as you can see here. It does tilt you off balance, because your head is the center of your balance. One thing you learned in jiu-jitsu and wrestling is if you control the head, you can control the body. It's just an interesting piece of trivia there for you. Folding forward, sorry, straight leg bend, and looking up with the chest. That's it. Every time you inhale and look up, you're trying to extend and flatten out the back, and then every time you're breathing out, then folding forward, you're trying to get deeper into that stretch. Into downward facing dog, right leg up over the top. So you're taking your right leg up in the air and then over to the left hand side. And now we're going to change legs, and you're going to go to the other side, left leg up and over to the right hand side. Really extend it as much as you can. You're trying to get a nice twist and pull on the side body as much as you can. Right leg forward into warrior one. This time the foot at the back is flat, not up on the balls of the toes. Changing into warrior two, and folding forward into leaded side bend, up in the crescent warrior, which is just bending that, keeping that knee bent, keeping the warrior shape, but just extending the arm up, as you can see. Back into side bend, and repeat that 2 times. This time straighten out the front leg, the left leg, and you're going to go into side triangle. Try and get your balance. Use your shin or your foot. You can use blocks here. I just prefer to use my leg personally, but it's up to everyone. Both legs are straight in this position, and trying to open up the spine as much as you can. Rotate round to the front so you're getting a full split position. Extend the back, come up tall. You want to be up as straight as you can here in your torso from the hips up. Folding forward with a straight back as far as you can. Breathing out, exhaling, trying to get deeper into the stretch. When you've reached your limit, you can bend on through the back. You can see here, for the first portion of that, my back was straight. Then for the second person, you're letting that go, and you're letting that tension out. You can go side to side here if you want. You can see me bending one knee, then the other. You can kind of move into the stretch, whatever way you like. Do go for some discomfort here, but again, no pain. Your body will stiffen up if it goes through too much pain, so you just got to be wary of that. Back up again, full extension, hands on hips if you can. If you can't, you do feel free to use balance at this point. Back forward again, full stretch. You're trying to push your feet out on this one just a little bit more than it was last time. This time you're going to come right round to the front side and warrior one. As you can see here, back foot is flat, and into warrior two. The right knee's pushed out, right knee's bent, and then the crescent warrior, which is extending up, left hand on the leg, and then over into forward side bend. Elbow on the knee and extending as far over your head as you can. Back to crescent lunge. Excellent. Back to forward side bend once more. And now you're going to go straight into triangle position, on the right hand side this time. So right hand on the right leg, straighten out the right leg, take the left hand to the ceiling. Big deep breath. You're trying to rotate through the spine as much as you can. Back to the front. Extend the legs out further. You're going to do a more full splits this time. Lifting your head and chest up. Folding forward. Hands up this time. Extend down as far as you can with a straight back, and then round through once you've reached your limit. Fantastic. Big deep breath. Remember to keep breathing, guys. It's really easy to hold your breath in these positions. Just remember to keep breathing, keep working through. Stand in. Breathe through. You can really take your own time on this, guys, and find your own rhythm. You may not want to move as much as I'm doing there. That's totally fine. Bend the left leg to the front, bring the right leg up to match, and stand up tall. Reach your hands up over your head and bend side to side. Just that last side bend stretch. Good. Stand and side bend. Scratch your ear if you gotta scratch your ear. From there, you're gonna lift your chest up to the ceiling, and you're gonna bring your hands, your elbows down and back, as you can see me doing here, and you're gonna work through that. So inhale, come up tall, side to side. You can exhale as you're side bending, inhale as you're coming back to center. From there again, lift the chest up to the ceiling, really arch the upper back. Be sure here not to focus on bending the lower back. Make sure you arch the upper back. You want to feel it through that through the shoulder blades and through that top part of the spine. Folding forward, a full fold forward as far as you can. Reach the toes if you can. Hands down. From there, kick back or step back is totally up to you. And you're going into Cobra or Upward Dog. Cobra is where you leave your hips on the floor. Upward Dog is where you lift your hips off the floor. It's entirely up to you. In the Downward Dog now, push the hips up in the air, bring the right leg forward, and you're going to put the knee on the ground this time, like shown. In the pigeon position, it's a pigeon stretch. You're going to fall forward, sit in your bum, and from here we're going to go into a side stretch again, just using that leg as a bolster. You can see here now, if you can get your hand right over, that's fantastic, but the range of my mobility here is just to go upright as much as you can. The one thing to be aware of in this is not to rotate your chest towards your foot. Keep your chest facing outward into the middle of your feet or in the middle of your legs. And you're really trying to reach through that side body as much as you can. This time you're going to face your leg that's extended out, your right leg, and folding forward. So two very different stretches there, don't get them mixed up. Big deep breath. Always remembering to breathe deeply into the nose, out through the mouth, or into the nose and out through the nose as well is fine. 4 seconds each if you can. Just keep your breath slow and calm. Try not to get caught holding your breath. And you're going to go into pigeon now on the right hand side. So bring the knee up, bring the knee in front of you. You can fall forward there, and we're going to rotate back round to the front, this time with the opposite leg out. Left leg extended, right leg tucked in. Grabbing your foot with your left hand if you can and reaching up and over for that side bend. You can see me here looking directly ahead. You can actually look as if you're looking through underneath your armpit up toward the ceiling if you can. That's totally fine as well. I prefer this one, but you can look up as well. You see me trying to look up there toward the end. It's actually quite difficult at times. The neck and bending the chest towards the foot this time. The extended leg, folding forward here. In these positions, you're just trying to take it easy. You're just trying to let the stretch happen. You're not forcing anything. Big deep breaths again. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out if you can. Really using your breath to control everything. 2 legs out, extended this time, facing forward. Arms extended. Now this is a harder thing than it looks like, so you want to extend your hands up to the ceiling, really reaching up, and then trying to fold just from the hips. So that tiny little bit at the start there, you see me rounding my back here now, but that's at the beginning. You want to keep your back entirely straight and just kind of engage through the hips, keeping your back straight and your legs straight. Then you can fold forward in this position. I'm using the insides of my legs here as a bit of a holder, so I can pull myself and try to pull my chest toward the center of my 2 feet. There's different degrees of this. If you really struggle in this position, it's completely fine to put your back up against something. That's a supported straddle. This is called the straddle position. For anyone who doesn't know what it is, that's okay. But you can put your back up against something as a support, totally fine. You may have to actually lean back a little bit in this. You may not be able to lean forward, again, totally fine. You might get your legs right out, you might not. It's totally individual. Just do what you can. Work to your own capabilities. Feel free to pause the video and work as much as you can within your own capacity. Remember to breathe deeply in through the nose, out through the nose. Back into downward dog position. And I'm just going to hold this for a little while here. Settle everything down. Looking forward and forward into cross leg position. Let everything calm down. Now just breathe deeply. Try to let the body reset.